Okie dokie, so that's that tweet sent. Link to tweet. And post up my tweet in my stream announcements. Go, that's that pinged. Let's just sort out my cables because I've got cables everywhere. Hey, Pele, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's twist the screen so I'm in the center of the camera. There we go. A little bit dark, but it will be getting lighter as the sun comes up. And hey, Electrified, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to be posting it up in the BSO 7 live shoutouts. And yeah, let's head on into the server. So today we're going to be moving into stage 3, and then we're going to be getting some stage 3 things done. I never sleep because of me working on comics. Dude, don't burn yourself out, Pele. Don't burn yourself out. Okie dokie. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get into stage 3, and then we'll pop into the nether and claim the little chunk. Unfortunately, like death-wise, I've gone up in the number of deaths quite significantly, up to 9 deaths. Primarily because I keep dying when I go to help people. I go to help people and I die. So I was like, oh, I need help with this. And I go to their base and like a creeper blows up next to me and kills me. So we've been having these farms cropping away for a while now. And they produced a decent amount of crops. And that's allowed us to get together the crop crates we need to move into the next era. So what I did was, in between streams, I've been basically in the nether getting a lot of glowstone for Zana, because Zana wants to switch over to glowstone-based lighting. I'm going to encourage her to use Architecture Craft, I think, because do we have Architecture Craft? Architect. No, we don't have Architecture Craft. I'm sure it was Architecture Craft in one of the mods that we were playing together. Can't remember which. But yes, we need the created food. And here is carrots, potatoes, and wheat, all crated up and ready. You saw last stream basically the start of this process, and it was just literally waiting for the farms to get done. So now we can detect and submit all of those guys, and this will allow us to head on into the next age, which includes only chisel and bits. Ah, right. Oh, it's she's playing Simple Life 2 as well. You should decorate your Minecraft home for Halloween. Hey, Bean Boys. Enderio, RF Tools Control, Deep Resonance, XNet, and Woot. A lot of amazing mods there. So now we are off into complex automations. So complex automations gives us access to some of the higher level stuff in immersive engineering, but also access to Enderio, RF Tools, and Woot. So we're going to be getting into some interesting bits and pieces. Oh, we're up to Corporal now. But one thing I need to do is very quickly pop into... Okay. Okay. I don't like the new location the nether spawns are in. This is like, I need to set myself up a railway network in here, just so I can travel faster. But there is a spawner. This is right where that death is. That is going to get claimed, and I'm going to turn it into a slightly more efficient spawner. Which is going to be not super easy, but we're going to get to that in the latter half of the stream. I just want to go and claim it now to make sure no one destroys the spawner while I am not streaming. Going to row a boat to find places for a quarry. Fair enough. I've just been quarrying out the bit next to my base, to be fair. Yes, yes. Very scary, I'm sure. You have teleporters now. I do have teleporters now, that is true. And it is over in destruction. So just going to make sure that we claim this chunk. Actually, I'm going to claim a little cross here. Just claim up that chunk. And I will be later on in the stream turning that into a sort of public blaze spawner that's actually like a designed blaze spawner rather than you fighting them inside a cage. But in the meantime, we now have to look at RF tools. Game. 1 second, everyone. Hey, Nomad, welcome to the stream. I am up rather early. Let's see if I can get my stage to progress. I may have to poke Electrofried into progressing my stage. For some reason, it just does not like me progressing to new stages. It's like, no new stage for you. Why have I got 0 internet connection on my stream? Weird. We just had a weird thing there. Hey, Silverhunt, welcome to the stream. At RF. Nope. Can't see you, only green screen. Why am I having connection issues? One second, I'm just doubling up on the relogs. Been missing a lot of streams lately. How are you? I'm pretty good, Nomad. How are you today? How are you today, Nomad? Yeah, for some reason I had internet dropout there, Silver. Not sure why. Because this is a different, completely different place to where I normally have internet dropout, which is at home. I normally have internet dropout when I'm at home. Because our router's dodgy as smeg. There we go. That got it through. We have our RF tools now on show. So for the kind of RF tools section, one thing I want to do is I want to set up storage. RF tool storage can be a little bit expensive, but the storage scanner and things is very, very useful, especially early game. Enjoying the Dutch weather. Nice. The other thing I want to do is look into some of the RF tools processing things. And we definitely want to get into Enderio. And getting into Enderio is why I am heading over towards my quarry. Because I want to get into Enderio. And one thing we need to get into Enderio is we need infinity, or grains of infinity. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down into our quarry. And to get grains of infinity, we are going to set fire to bedrock. And it's a situation where you have to let the fire burn out naturally. But when the fire burns out naturally, you have a roughly 50-50 chance of getting a grain of infinity. Does RF connect to the BC quarry? RF power? No. And the fire has to burn out naturally to give you a chance of getting Grains of Infinity. Unfortunately, naturally burning out the fire on Bedrock has a random time tick. It is between like 3 or 4 different times. Luckily, Grains of Infinity can't burn. You can't destroy Grains of Infinity in fire. Well, off to make the builder. The RF Tools builder is awesome. And far more powerful than the quarry, although it takes a lot more energy to quarry out the same amount of space. However, it does have the quarry filling in with dirt behind it, which is very useful for prevention of lag. How goes our Grain of Infinity collection? It's in one of our mining bags, which is fine. And we're just going to cycle around and collect a bunch of Grains of Infinity, because we're going to need a lot of these guys. Early game Enderio and getting all of our capacitors and things set up. Especially if I want to use capacity bank energy storage and things like that. Which I may or may not, it depends on kind of like how the individual numbers stack up. Hey, McGregors, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the host, dude. That is greatly appreciated. I'm assuming you are a BSO7 member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That is amazing, dude. Thank you very much for the host. Yes, of course you're a BSO7 member. I remember seeing you on the BSO7 thing. Yeah, I should probably automate this reasonably soon. I've accidentally set fire to myself. No, dispensers can use flint and steel. The problem is I don't currently have a vacuum chest, and the only vacuum chest available is through Enderio, I believe. And to automate it, you really need a vacuum thing. Yeah, the vacuum chest, this guy. And to get that, we need a pulsating crystal, which actually, no, we just need an alloy smelter. So that's actually not too hard to do. This is mass production. It is a pack by Technomage in 1984, who is also called Electrofried, and is the guy who is in Twitch with you at the moment. This is actually Electrofried's server for the mod pack. Mass production is a mod pack based around, basically, it's a very, it's a staged element mod pack, and it's very similar to old school Age of Engineering, or perhaps it's kind of similar to SevTech, in that it gives you access to a couple of mods to begin with, and slowly ramps up the number of mods you have available. But it's very much designed to be a kind of, you need a whole bunch of tools, you need a whole bunch of stuff very early on. So to progress, instead of needing like to build every single machine in a particular age to progress, instead you have to get several thousand cactus and stuff like that. Or in this case, like 640 cactus, I think it's been toned down to. But the basic idea is that to progress, you're going to need to automate things in the end. Top of the morning to you, Sir Grumples. Welcome, welcome, welcome. BSO7 salute to Mr. Greggles. Thank you very much. BSO7 love is greatly appreciated. For those people who don't know, BSO7 is a streamers group, a streamers association on Twitch, and kind of spreading towards YouTube now, where we all just kind of help each other out and spread the love. I will probably be doing a raid at the end of stream, depending on how many people we have. If we have a lot of people, I might be doing a scatter bomb. If you type !BSO7 in chat, you can just get a little tweak of what BSO7 is, and also you can get a link to the BSO7 live website, which is where all the BSO7 members are listed when they go live. It's a good mod pack. It's quite a lot of fun, and the server's really friendly. For the most part, like there's a couple of people on the server who are perhaps a little bit growly or aggressive at times, but I think that's just people being people. So Oh, that was the end of my last mining expedition. We'll just throw this down in here. So we've got our old school grinders and things going on. We want to be upgrading into Enderio stuff reasonably soon. I was previously able to do this without getting electrocuted. Thank you very much. We'll throw in the iron ore, we'll throw in the nickel, we'll throw in the lead, and we'll throw in the thorium. There's no point throwing in anything else because this stuff doesn't grind up, so we'll be throwing it straight into there. Okay, so as far as we want to go, Enderio and RF tools. I think first off and foremost we should really look into an RF storage scanner. One of these guys. These guys are super powerful, especially if you link them with a mobile storage detector, because these things will allow you to access all of your storage from pretty much anywhere. Looked like you were going to throw your backpack in then. Hey, if it grinds up the backpack. Actually, a bit of advice for anyone who has these things. A little tip for anyone who has these things. Yeah, these things are not as dangerous as people think to your items. If I just throw the engineering manual in there. Once it's finished grinding up all the ore, it's just going to spit the engineering manual out into this chest here. So it doesn't actually matter. It's not going to destroy the engineer's manual. A lot of people freak out about that. Mr. McGreggles, thank you very much for moving into the SSD. Please carve yourself out a little corner of our FSD, just for yourself. So what do we need for the RF tool storage scanner? We need a couple of gold, some redstone torches, some ender pearls, and a machine frame, which requires lapis electron tubes. Lapis and redstone. Not too much of a problem. We've got lapis, we've got redstone, we've got iron, we've got gold, and we need a couple of electron tubes and a couple of nuggets, I believe. Off to bed, have a great stream. Thank you very much, McGreggles. Enjoy your bed. Enjoy your sleep. Up. And electron tubes. Lovely. We need some sticks as well, but we should have sticks down here. No, we don't have sticks down here. That's fine. I will just teleport elevator myself back up to the top. Like me, I'm growly, but Cuphead has me more growly than ever. Cuphead can be really stressful, Pele. But I quite enjoyed Cuphead. Cuphead wasn't too bad. Flagrant teleport abuse. Oh, look at those ender pearls. Lovely. Look at those ender pearls and all that chorus fruit. Going brilliantly. So now we can make ourselves an RF tool storage scanner and we can start moving storage and figuring storage. So first things first, we need to make one of these. We need iron plates and gold nuggets. That's not going to be a problem. In fact, we have some iron plates downstairs already. And this is why I need storage scanner, because my storage is all over the place. All over the shop. So iron plates should be in one of these. There we go. And we're going to make ourselves a couple of machine frames, because we're going to need more than one in the long run. And then we need redstone torches. Not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, power-wise, we're just going to grab up probably one of these guys very quick. And we're going to need another connector. And that's fine. We should have a spare LV connector in here. And then we're probably just going to use a little bit of uranium. We've got 6 uranium there. And we've got 7, 8 uranium. We need 1 more uranium. Is anyone cooking uranium? Does anyone have uranium to cook? You have uranium to cook. And that's the next thing on the docket. So let's grab that uranium. And that'll allow us to make a uranium block, which will power our thermal electric generator for now, along with a bucket of water, which I'm just going to make myself another bucket because I've put my buckets away somewhere. And Zana did set us up a storehouse, a place to start making our storage work. So we're going to go and head into the storehouse. And we're going to have a look about how we can set this up. Oh, yes. Cuphead ruined his casino outfit and now he's working overtime to fit it. So, let's pop down through here. And we'll go water on one side, uranium on the other side, and the thermoelectric generator in the center. And then we are going to go you and you, and then you, and attach the two together. And that should be done. So we now have power ticking fast and furious into this. So if we scan the area around it, we've got a bunch of item barrels, we've got a few chests, and we've got lots of item barrels and things. So we're going to have to sort out our storage. We've got the items from the nether. I need to make an axe. That's what I need to make. So let's find some iron. We've got some iron in here somewhere. Iron, we'll do a search. Iron. Iron is in this barrel. We can grab a stack of iron, and then we can make ourselves an iron axe. There we go. And then we can put these away if we root up the item barrel. Put away in there. Excellent. So now we can start rearranging some of these things, because this is kind of one of the things we're going to start with in the episode. We're just going to start with just rearranging a few bits and pieces for our storage. Because once we get storage set up, because the next thing we're going to make from RF tools is we're going to make this guy, which is the RF tool control screen module. He's not particularly hard to make. All he requires is a crafting table, 2 redstone, an iron, and a ink sac. That's not difficult to make at all. And then we're going to make the I can't remember what it's called. RF. What's it called? I should probably go and get my glasses so that I can actually see the screen. That might be helpful. There's a little handheld gadget, we call it. Storage tablet? I think it might be, yeah, it's the storage tablet. So again, redstone, gold, ender pearls, and nether quartz. Not difficult to make in the slightest. So he's going to be the basically the infinite range version of an AE system. And it's going to be pretty powerful, actually. Like the infinite version of the infinite range version of the AE system. It's going to be pretty strong, all things considered. And he'll allow us to craft from anywhere and put things in and out of our storage system from anywhere, even cross-dimensionally, I believe. And it's that cross-dimensional storage as well that's going to make a massive difference to how we do things. Because being able to put things in and out of storage from across dimensions is going to be pretty significant, really, in the long run. And we've got gold ingots to go in the gold chest. That's fine. Iron ingots can go in the iron chest, and silver ingots in the silver chest. That's not a problem. I've accidentally pulled like bone blocks and things out of some of these just as we've been going along. How did you start in Not the Bees? With the bees. And we can move these guys upstairs as well. We're going to move a lot of the barrels upstairs. Yeah, when you pick up a barrel, it does seem to kind of like pull stuff out of the barrel, strangely. So there we go. We'll put all of this stuff away. Yeah, we seem to have pulled just random bits out of some of these barrels. As strange as that sounds. Just pull random stuff out of barrels. But there we go. So now we're starting down the realms of getting this sorted. That's all those items scanned. And then we're going to make things rootable. Going to make all of these things rootable. Because we don't really care where stuff goes as long as it goes into something appropriate. Now, the one thing we do kind of want to do is have the barrels be the top priority rootables, so that stuff goes into the barrels first. And that's going to be a little bit more time consuming. We're going to have to shove everything down to the bottom to get that working. But that's fine. We will do that later on. But now if we go to all rootable, we've got most of our items in here, which is going to be nice and useful long term. We can also come across here and we can start grabbing up all of our sorted delights, including our anti-barrel. And these guys. Basically anything we can easily transfer for now. I am going to be transferring everything across into the storehouse as we progress. And we're going to be adding some additional kinds of storage, like the storage from RF tools into the storehouse. But for now, we should be able to do this reasonably easy. And the anti-barrel is pretty good as well, because the anti-barrel contains all of our unstackables. We want to send that to the top. And basically what we're going to do to make the barrels and things priority is we're just going to be sending them to the top using this button. But now the next thing we want to do is we want to look at making that storage control screen. Really, really simple to make. Should be makeable immediately. Hey, Beard Freak, welcome to the stream. So, storage control screen. Let's shift-click a crafting table. And then we should just be able to shift-click this guy straight out. According to that, we are missing the ink. Let's get rid of that recipe and then put the recipe in. We've got the redstone, but it says we are missing ink. The problem is this chest now gets the redstone because it's at the top. So the start, whatever at the top, it tries to insert things first, and then it tries to insert things down the list. We do have ink somewhere, because I know I collected some ink. There's our ink. That's fine. So let's get this guy done. There we go. And then we want the tablet storage, the storage tablet. Going to be a little bit more expensive, but we've got tons of redstone from our mining expeditions, so that's not a problem at all. We have got gold nuggets because we picked those up earlier, and we have got an emerald, so we should... we need a block of quartz, which isn't too hard to make, and the emerald isn't in here. The emeralds are stored over here. But this is why I want to get all my storage set up in the one place at the beginning of this stream, because it will make things a lot easier than having to constantly run backwards and forwards and search through chests finding things. So now that we've got the RF Tools scanner set up and we've started to get our inventories done, barrels will go at the top and barrels will go first. And then with this guy, like so, we can storage block set to storage scanner, and this tablet contains no storage module. Now, not enough energy. Ah, we have to go and charge it. That's fine. We can easily charge this guy. These guys didn't used to need energy in, I think it's 1.7. But we should pretty easily be able to send this guy into a charger. If we can't put this guy in the immersive engineering charger, we can always put him in one of the other chargers instead. So once he's got charge in him, we are able to access our storage scanner from anywhere. Played Akali last night. Awesome. X Spectrum, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Off for breakfast. She's super weird to play. Akali is kind of difficult to play. But there we go. We can now access our storage scanner from anywhere in the world. And that goes cross-dimensionally and all sorts of things. So it's actually kind of ridiculously overpowered. That's what we like. We like ridiculously overpowered. Now, other than that, as far as like storage-wise, the sort of things we'd want to be adding into our storage room, we want to add in a pretty good for quarries. Yeah, it is extremely good for quarries, for emptying out quarries and for sort of just, it's very, very good just for being able to do things. Use remote storage for ore transfer. Yes, that works very well. You can use remote storage for ore transfer. So the whole sort of setting up storage thing, it is a little boring, but it is one of those things where setting it up early and getting everything done and set up is just so much better and more efficient than relying on running around and dealing with things individually. I mean, we've got barrels that aren't upgraded yet. Like, none of these barrels are upgraded. There are people on the server who have been saying, like, they have 900,000 charcoal and things like that. It's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, good for you. But at the same time, do you really need that much? Are you ever going to use that much charcoal? And that's kind of where I am, because I don't really want to overstock on stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of our barrels. I'm going to keep these two in my inventory because they haven't got anything in them. And then we're going to scan again, and we're going to make all these barrels routable, and then we're going to do the slightly time-consuming task that makes it so that stuff always goes in the right place, which is we're going to move all the barrels up to the top. So we're going to come down and down and down and down and down and down until we find barrels, and then we're going to go top, 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 top. And we're just going to work our way down through the barrels, sending everything up to the top. And that means when we shift-click things in, it's going to go into the barrels before it goes in the chests. And that's what we want it to do. We want it to be barrel storage first. Now, we have got a cobblestone barrel that is voided, and it will just throw cobblestone into the barrel and throw the cobblestone away. But we've also got 64 stacks of cobblestone at the moment, so we're not massively worried about that. We don't mind too much getting a little bit more cobblestone. And the storage scanner, compared with things like AE or refined storage, the storage scanner is a little bit more awkward to use. A lot of people will use AE or refined storage well before they use the storage scanner because it is easier and quicker and simpler. But on the other side of things, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as some people try and make it out to be. There we go. So now we can just grab some apples from in here to act as a food source for now. And we've got most of our storage all tucked away in one place. Which means we should be able to get going with pretty much every sort of basic quest from a lot of the quest lines. Infinity grains are currently down here. But that's okay, because now that we've got this guy, we don't actually have to be near it anymore. So what we can do is we can grab all of this stuff out of here. And then we can go, okay, put all this stuff away in the storage scanner. Now, one thing you do have to do is make sure your storage scanner is chunk loaded. and your storage is chunk loaded. Otherwise, this doesn't work. But once your storage is kind of checked to be chunk loaded and everything is fine, it shouldn't be a problem. Dinner time? Ooh, lovely. Dinner time. And the weather is easy. So we also have access now to resonant plating and to the resonant deep resonance mod pack. Deep resonance is pretty crazy, really, all things considered. Deep resonance is a kind of power generation that involves crystals that produce radiation but also produce power. And you want to be a decent distance from your base when you first start out. Like you don't want to set this up somewhere close to your base because it produces radioactive poisoning. And we can give ourselves a radiation suit to protect ourselves from the basics of it. But we're going to want shielded blocks. We're going to want dense obsidian. And dense obsidian requires these spent filter materials. We get these by putting filter materials in a deep resonance purifier with liquid resonance crystal. We're going to need a lot of these in the long run. We're going to need a lot of these in the long run. Probably 10 or 12 stacks to build a decent sealed room. And you do need to build a sealed room. The radiation leakage is a bit silly in this. But for the most part, it's not too bad. And we do have access to slightly better solar panels now. We have access to the Enderio solar panels, which, while not cheap, are going to be something that's going to be very useful as we progress. So, where are we going to go progression-wise next? I think probably where we're going to go progression-wise next is we're going to start tucking into Enderio, because Enderio will allow us to automate things using vacuum hoppers. So these guys, vacuum hoppers, and also through conduits as well. Okay, weird. So what we want to get into is we want to get into the basic machines. So the first thing we need is we need an alloy smelter. And to get an alloy smelter, we are going to need access to dark bimetal ingots. And to get dark bimetal ingots, we're going to need to make dark steel, which means we need an alloy smelter. So kind of cyclical problem we've got going here. But what we can do is we can make a simple alloy smelter instead. It's much smaller and easier to make and doesn't require as much stuff. It does require us to make a capacitor which requires copper electron tubes. That's fine. So we can make some copper electron tubes. Where do you go? You popped out over here. So grab some copper and some redstone. And we can make ourselves some copper electron tubes. We're probably going to need quite a lot of copper electron tubes if the basic capacitors need them. So we're going to probably pull out a few of these really quick. Just let's say a stack, or whatever a stack of copper gets us, which is almost a stack of them. There we go. We got 48 from that. That's not a problem. Easy peasy. So simple machine. We need a couple of, we're going to need a couple of these. We need gold nuggets for that. That's fine. We can make a few gold nuggets. Nope, that's the storage tablet. There we go. And as you can see, we can just shift-click recipes in, just like you can with applied energistics. It's not a problem. We are missing iron rods, but the iron rods are actually just made from iron. I don't need to press them. We can actually just make iron rods straight up. And then using those, we can make ourselves a simple machine chassis, which allows us to make ourselves a simple thing. We do need to replace that with just regular iron. That's one thing, is it doesn't OR dictionary very well. Sometimes you'll get to a situation where you think, oh, I can't make this, but actually you can. You just need to OR dictionary it and not throw your stuff on the floor. The third S is silent. Oh, that got picked up by a blinking... I'm going to have to turn these guys off because I've got stuff just being picked up by them. There we go. turn off my mining backpacks for now, because we are in crafting mode and not mining mode. And there we go. So we have a simple alloy smelter. Now the simple alloy smelter, when connected to power, will allow us to start running machines and things. And if we grab, actually I think we need to make one because I think I used up my engineering hammer. So if we grab an engineering hammer, alloy smelt. Mouse, come on, wake up. Oh yeah, I have to click out of that box and then into this box. Engineering hammer, we can just pop one out nice and quick. We've got everything for that. So that's not a problem. We can put those and those away. Those and those and those away. Did you all enjoy the YouTube crash? Hey, Waluigi, welcome back. Don't mind me, I'm just drawing. Excellent. So there we go. We now have a powered simple alloy smelter. Now this guy is super slow. So we want to get up to an alloy smelter as soon as possible because the alloy smelter is just going to be a lot faster. I don't know if we have loot capacitors in this one, but for the alloy smelter we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 dark steel. So that's coal powder, obsidian, and iron. I don't think we have any coal powder, but we can make coal powder reasonably easily. Can we make coal powder in the crusher? Yeah, we can make coal powder in the crusher, so that's fine. That shouldn't be a difficulty at all. I'm just going to throw a stack in there for now. There are no ores. We need to make bees for everything. Talking about bee mod. So, coal powder. Not a problem. And then we're going to need some obsidian and some iron. We're going to need 8 obsidian because we've got 8 coal powder. That's fine. And then we're going to need some iron. Now, one thing I will say about this, and it happened just there, and I will show you what I mean, is in relation to the obsidian. You can see it says we have 20 obsidian. If I take it out, it only adds 10 to the count. But if I put 10 obsidian in, it has 20. The reason this happens is because it's a double chest. It's 2 chests next to each other that are connected. It reads it from both chests. So you end up getting double readings of things. That sometimes confuses people. But it's not a massive problem. It just means that you're having it read from 2 chests simultaneously. So that's going to be melting up in the alloy smelter. So while the alloy smelter is melting up, let's have a look at the sag mill. The sag mill is another way of grinding up materials. And again, we need dark iron to make one of these things, as well as the industrial machine chassis. So let's have a look at the simple one. The simple one's not too bad. The industrial machine chassis we do need a sag mill for, because to make these organic green dye, we're going to need to grind up clippings and trimmings, and we can only do that in a sag mill. So we are going to need a simple sag mill. So that's not too much of a problem. Go to simple sag mill, iron, simple machine casing we can make easily. There's our simple machine casing. Flint, iron, a couple of these gears, again, not a problem if we get the ones from Enderio. And a piston, so we should have all of this now. We don't have the piston. Let's make a piston. We do have pistons somewhere, but they're not currently in our machine. And as always, this is the wrong kind of iron. We can just swap that round. And then we can pop this in. Now, we need to do clippings and trimmings, as well as a couple of other things. So what we need to do is we need to get the clippings and trimmings. We need to get stuff to grind up. Now, the easiest way, I think, is probably leaves, because we have tons and tons of leaf blocks just sitting from our tree farm. So I think if we throw oak leaves in there, we should get all the plank clippings and trimmings we need. It's not a high drop chance from oak leaf blocks, because, of course, they're so common, but we've got enough of them that it shouldn't be a problem. So we can throw these in here, and it will start grinding them up reasonably quickly, actually, for the sag mill. And that will give us our clippings and trimmings for the green dye. For the black dye, it's slightly different. We need coal powder and slime, or coal powder and eggs. That's not a problem. We are in a swamp, so we have access to slime and eggs. And you can see that's only just finished its second ingot. So the alloy smelter is ridiculously slow. Ridiculously slow. Now, when we get a proper alloy smelter, it's going to be faster, but we also need to upgrade it with capacitors. Energized alloy and coal powder will get up to a double-layered capacitor, which is going to be a lot faster. Is a much higher energy consumption, though. For now, at least, this thing is holding nice and stable using just our thermoelectric and our wind power, though. So we've got the Enderio going, we've got clippings being made, we've got dark steel being made. We're going to upgrade to the basic Enderio machines pretty quickly. With that being set to go, and that's going to take a little while, we want to pop back into RF tools. Because in RF tools, we've got a couple of things that we kind of want. One of which is called the builder. Now, the builder requires bricks, which isn't too hard, redstone, a machine casing, and an ender pearl. We've got spare ender pearls. That's fine. We've got some spare ender pearls in here. And while I remember to do it, I'm just going to quickly force load my storage house. Because the storage house is where I have my storage, I suppose would be the appropriate term. Is that the right area? Yeah, that's the right area. I don't think we need this area to be loaded, do we? Trying to tell on the minimap if I need that area to be loaded. I do need that area to be loaded. So let's have a look. What chunk's this guy in? This guy is in... not these chunks, so those can be unloaded. It's in these chunks, so these 4 chunks need to be loaded. Okay, so builder. Bricks. Can we make bricks? Do we have bricks in here? We don't, which means our bricks are still over in this house. But between episodes, we are going to sort that out. So 4 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy enough. And then in here, we should just be able to plop out a builder. Not a problem. And now that we've got a builder, we can look at the quarry cards, the cards. So there are a bunch of different things you can do with the builder. A builder can build things for you, it can mine for you, it can place liquids, it can place blocks, it can get rid of blocks and get rid of liquids, it can void out whole areas, it can do all sorts of things for you. And that's what the different shape cards are for. It can also copy things. So if you've built a building, say you've built a nice bit of wall, a nice bit of decorative wall for like the outside of your base, like a fortress wall, and you want to copy that wall over and over again, even rotate it, the builder can do this. The builder can take a section of something, copy it and rotate it, and it just requires these space chamber cards and space chamber corner blocks. And that lets you set up a space chamber, which allows you to copy and paste things. But what we're going to be looking at is 2 things. We're going to be looking at the shape card, and we're going to be looking at the quarry. The basic shape card isn't a problem. It is brick, it is iron, it is redstone. So we don't have the paper, but guess what we do have? We have a ton of sugarcane somewhere. In fact, I think we have a ton of sugarcane in here. We do. So if I recipe up my paper, I should just be able to churn out a bunch of paper. So first things first, a shape card. The next thing we want is we probably want the basic quarry card. We could get a silk touch quarry or a fortune quarry. Those, however, are much, much more expensive. They require, they require a basic quarry card, a diamond, a gas tier, redstone, and dimension shards. Now, here's the thing. I would love a fortune quarry. I am missing a gas tier. I don't have a gas tier. Everything else I do have, I don't have a gas tier. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go with a basic quarry card. So we need a diamond pick. Pardon me. We need a diamond shovel. We need a second space card. And then we should have everything and... show up in the little thing. That doesn't normally happen on single player worlds. That is just a server lag thing or a server connection thing. So now we have a shape card and a quarry card, and we have a builder. These things together are all very, very powerful. When you combine these things into a combination together, they are very powerful indeed. So one thing we want is we want a lever. We've got a lever, we've got a shape card, we've got a quarry. We also want a, if we get some treated wood, we want to make a treated wood chest. Just because it's a quite convenient way of doing things. So we will make ourselves one treated wood crate. And then if we grab some cobble, we can just grab a few stacks of cobble out of this and throw it into here. Like so. Put away the bits and pieces we don't need. And what we're going to be working on is, I'm now going to go and work on the public blaze farmer. Now, the one thing that is important to note is the shape card, when it places items, will not place items on top of already existing items. So if the shape card finds an item in an area already, it's not going to replace that item. It's just going to go around it, and I'll give you an example of that. If we come up on here, we come up and we move over to this area over here, we can just give you a quick example of what I mean. So first things first, we're going to place down our energy core, or our energy table down here, and we're just going to pop you to output. We're then going to stick the builder next to you, like so. We're going to go, this is in the positive Z direction. We're going to take our shape card and we're going to go solid block. We're going to go 1 tall, and we're going to move it 5 blocks in the positive, actually no, 3 blocks in the positive Z direction. So that's X, Y, Z, so this is 3 blocks in that direction. And now if we put the show preview, there we go. So you can see that at the moment, the preview is showing that it's not going to place a block where that torch is. So if we put a box of cobble on the top and we give it a signal, it doesn't put cobblestone where that torch is. And that's where sort of like this thing is going. Like, I want to be able to place blocks without covering something up. And that's going to be where we're going to be going. That's where we're going to be going with this, because we are going to be using this to make basically a safe space so that we can build our spawner. We're going to be using this. The Tokyo Ghouls is getting more interesting. Tokyo Ghouls gets very interesting. We're going to be using this to make a safe space so we can build our spawner in pretty much complete peace. So when we get out to the spawner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this shape card that is actually still in here. So I'm actually going to pop that out. We're going to use this shape card to build a sort of fill in an area so that nothing can spawn. Now, spawner blocks have a 9x9x5 spawning area in vanilla. So what we want is we want a 9x9 by nice and tall area. Ooh, someone left some draconic in the wall. I'll have that. Hey, Rosa, welcome to the Not the Bee server. I don't know if you're on stream at the moment, but welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're going to use this to basically create an anti-spawn zone, which is just going to be a solid block covering the entire spawner. And that's going to negate any spawns while we're working on the spawning zone. I'm also probably going to use it to build upwards from the spawning zone so that I can make a ladder, because everyone's portal is higher up than this. So everyone has to drop down to get to this area. So I'm going to make a more convenient entrance for people. And the builder is a very good way of making just like basic nether tunnels, because you can make a 5x5 cube that is... Oh, hello. A 5x5 cube that is not spawnable and is just generally well protected. So, first things first, we are going to cover our backside so that we don't get crept up on from behind. And then we are going to say you, and you, and you. And then we want to work out our shape card. So we want our shape card to be a 9 on the X, 9 on the Z, and we probably want it to be about 24 on the Y. We want to offset it by... Oh, hello. But you can see how dangerous this place becomes because we've got... No, dang it. You can see how dangerous this becomes because we've got a lot of stuff spawning. And I'm just going to jump back momentarily to recover my health. We want to offset it on the... dang, I don't even know which direction we want to offset it on. By the way, I'm not wearing any armor, which is probably why I'm taking quite so much damage. I tell you what we could do. We could... how many diamonds do I have? Not many diamonds in there, but I have more diamonds in general. Let's just make a quick set of iron armor. While we recover HP. Let's pop you out, and you out, and you out, and you out. Thought we would see a droid OS fault. Hey. I am better at this game than people think. I may have died 9 times, but most of that was helping other people do stuff. Zero damage from the wither. Nice. Can I have some lapis, please, game? There we go. Time decided to give me lapis. So, let's see. You in here. We'll go feather falling or blast protection. Let's go with blast protection. I'm looking for some protection 2. That'll do. Projectile protection, no. Projectile protection 3, slightly better projectile protection. Unbreaking 2 just comes with unbreaking 2. That's fine. 9 is an odd number. I really like even numbers. No, don't kill me. Hey, Rainbow Gamer, welcome to the stream. How you doing, Rainbow? I hope you are well. Wither skeletons for your wither dust. So thank you for helping everyone on the server. It's been appreciated. No worries, dude. This is me on a server. When I'm on a server, I am the kind of person who will be giving people items and sending stuff to people and making sure people are okay. Withering dust. Oh, withering dust. I don't know. What do you need withering dust for? This is called withering dust. No idea. I challenge you to make a drowned farm. This isn't 1.13 Rainbow, so there is no such thing as drowned in this mod pack. This is a 1.12 mod pack. But welcome, welcome, welcome. I really don't have any idea, Psycho. But yeah, I'm not playing on 1.13. There aren't really any modded Minecraft mod packs on 1.13 at the moment. So I've got this tagged as modded Minecraft for a reason. It's modded Minecraft, and there aren't really any mods in 1.13. But thank you very much for the suggestion. Challenge you to make a sky base. My base design is currently the realm and format of my partner, Mrs. Anna Defoe. Mrs. Anna Dragon. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we offset this by this card by 4, and that's what direction is this? This is negative to the x. So if we offset this by minus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, by minus 9, and then we do show preview. Nope, we want it by minus 10. Show preview. Yeah, that's what we want. And so we're going to throw down this. And there we go. All the blazes are dead. No more blazes can spawn. We now have a solid block of stone here. So we're going to turn this off. And now we can start working on our mob farm. So what we want is we want to have basically a down set of steps going down so that you are below the mob farm. The other thing we can also do is seal this area up so that you're not going to get shot while it happens. So we want a set of steps going down towards the mob farm. Like so. Now once you're down under the mob farm, we want to start filtering blazes down towards us. So we want to have basically an area going up, an area in front of us here. This is where the blazes are going to be coming down. Now we do want to have this platform be slightly raised. Like so. So you can kill the blazes here. Now, do we have any fans at this point? No, we don't have any fans. So we're going to be using conveyor belts here. The reason we're going to be using conveyor belts here is I want people to be able to gather the drops without having to worry about items and things like that disappearing. So we're going to be using conveyor belts here. So all the conveyor belts will push everything towards one area. In which case, because we're going to be using conveyor belts, we're going to actually be building this whole area up like this. And we're literally just going to have this area be the place where you're going to be standing, killing blazes, and gathering all of their drops. So you're going to come down here, you are going to stand here, all the blazes are going to be directly in front of you in this slot, and you're just going to be smashing them. Now what I'll probably do is I'll probably have this drop one further down if I can, and I'll have slabs so that the blazes won't be able to see you in the slightest. So we're going to make it so the blazes won't be able to see you when you do this. It's going to take me extra long to play. I switched my client over to German. Nice. Are you learning German at the moment, Rosa? If you are on stream. Now what I could use is I could use the building gadget or something like that, but for now at least this is going to be fine. Now one thing I also want to do is I want to take the card out, keep all the settings the same, but I want to offset it by minus 12 here. And we're actually going to re-pop this, and then I'm going to pop up to the top and see how high up that goes. How high up is my cobblestone pillar at the moment? So I want my cobblestone pillar to be high enough up that I can connect it to the level of the nether portals. So my cobblestone pillar only comes up to here, so I need my cobblestone pillar higher than that. That's fine. Cobblestone pillar doesn't need to, isn't too much of a concern in getting the height up. We can send that cobblestone pillar up pretty much as high into the sky as we want. And we can do the same thing again. We can just pop this out. We can just adjust this to be minus 24. Ah, we've run out of cobblestone in the inventory. That's fine, we'll bring some cobblestone. Actually, no, we don't even have to bring cobblestone with us. We can just pull cobblestone out of here. Congratulations, Diamond. You have found your first diamond. Hey, Rainbow Gamer, welcome to the stream and the SSD. Please try to process as much data as you can while you're here. And then we are going to go minus 30. And now when we go round and outside, we should find ourselves to have a full pillar going pretty much all the way up. So if we come around over here, we should be able to see... Or am I sending it down further? I'm sending it down further because the thing goes... Droid, how long have you been playing Minecraft? You know that world height goes up the higher into the sky you go, not down the low. I'm sending it downwards because I'm doing minus instead of plus. I'm an idiot. Ignore me. I'm obviously terrible at this Minecrafting thing. I completely forgot how coordinates worked. I completely forgot how this coordinate thing worked. Oh, hello. I don't like you guys. What did you drop me? You dropped me a soul bead. Delightful, I'm sure. Ooh, that's a wither skeleton. Might as well kill the wither skeleton for the stoof. Excelente. So, we now should have a nice tall pillar. Now that I have actually remembered how this works. So I come round over here. That was close. That doesn't seem to have built properly. Oh no, that has built properly. Yeah, that's built all the way up. So this is a nice tall pillar. And that's actually come up all the way up to the height of the nether portals, or the wither portals. Sorry, not the nether portals. Yeah, the nether portals. Not getting that gas tier. Dang it. I was kind of hopeful I'd get that gas tier. Ah, we must be out of power, which is why it hasn't finished off this bit here. But yeah, this is now going to be basically, we're going to dig down and we're going to make a staircase down to the spawning room once we're finished with it. So we now have what we need. Basically, we've got a vertical pillar, and we can actually use the builder to make tunnels to this place. And I went in the wrong direction again, because I always go in the wrong direction when I drop down here. We can actually use the builder to make tunnels to this place later on. Although we're going to need to grab additional power supply when we go back to the bay. Oh no. Not enough power. There should be enough power. Why aren't you getting any power? That's weird. It's flicking from full power to no power. Are you bugged out on me? Oh, weird. There we go. And this just gives us a nice, easy way of creating a pillar all the way up. And so that should have created us a nice, tall pillar. Now this brings us down to this area. Now we did fill this area in kind of by accident. But that's just because we kind of... I put it going in the wrong direction. So, my bad. So now, when it comes to the drop area, this is going to be the drop-in area. So that's fine. That's going to be our drop-in area. So now we have to figure out where they're going to come down. The actual spawner is slightly above here. So we're up there slightly for the spawner. So what we want is we want a 9 by 9. We want a 7 by 7 room directly under the spawner. So I think the spawner is here. Yeah, the spawner is here. We want a 7 by 7 room. So we want 3 in each direction, which we can't quite do because we haven't filled in this back area. It's mildly frustrating, but that's fine. What we can do is we can take our shape card and we can say, I want you to be 10 blocks tall, I want you to be 9 blocks in, or 1 block in that direction, 9 blocks in that direction. I want you to be offset by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I want you to be offset by minus 16? Yeah, minus 16. So then if we put the preview up, that should show us, once we go through here, that it is covering up this area that is just beyond there. Yep, that's perfect. So you can see, once you get used to the RF Tools builder, it's actually not that difficult to find where you want to build things. So we've got the spawner, we've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, shiz. It was actually 1 too short. It was 1 too close, 1 too short. Please don't die from lava burn. Please don't die from lava burn. Thank you. It was 1 too far away. Oops. That was close. Droid has fast reactions. Fire, 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 rock, rock, rock. Yeah, I burnt a little bit. So actually you want that at minus 15, not minus 16. He says, with full confidence, it's really easy to use once you know how to use it. And then, obviously, doesn't know how to use it. Hey Pi, welcome to the stream. There we go. So now, 1, 2, and then this is 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is 3 above us, so we don't have to worry about that. And I also want to get my conveyors. Conveyors. The question is, what are we missing? I am missing leather from my conveyors. So, if anyone has any spare leather, I will be taking donations. If not, I can just go and make leather. How many leather pieces you need? Stack would be fine. TY. So our next goal is to find where our killing spot is. So our killing spot is directly above here. So 155 by minus 136. (155) by minus 136. 1. This one. There we go. And then we can just start putting in conveyor belts that move all of our spawns of blazes in this direction. And then shove them all down the hole. Hey, Danny Faceless, welcome to the stream. We're going to send them this away. And then we're going to send them this away. Blaze Farmer. Yep, Blaze Farmeroo. So all of these will lead things down into the hole. It's exactly what we wanted to do. We want everything to be fed down into the hole. And then... Oop. He goes down the hole. So hopefully, once we are done with this, read the... oh, yeah, Danny Face. Nice try. Nice try, dude. You can go away now. So if we pop down here, what you'll see is we have a nice little stack of blazes just building up at the bottom here, and you can just sit here and just swing away. Nice and easy. You can't have water down there to kill them because we're in the nether pie, so good luck getting water to spawn. Oh, shiz. I went down the hole. And this is the dangerous bit when you've got a live active nether spawner. But luckily things are being dragged down the hole reasonably efficiently. I'm sure there are mods that allow you to place water in the nether. I currently don't know if any of them are installed on this server. And I'm not going to try. I have an Enderio teleportation sword. Oop. There we go. Okay, Danny, off you go. Thank you very much. You are obviously not in any way interested in actually being part of this stream. You can just go away now. Thank you very much, dude. Dude, Cuphead just hit one of Baby Pigman. So I'm going to go save his butt. Oh, dear. And you can see we've already got like a ridiculous number of them just spawning and flowing down into the bottom here. And if you stand here, you can just farm and farm away and you'll be perfectly safe. Who just spawned like 10 withers? And it sounds like you spawned them quite close to me. Who spawned like 10 withers right reasonably close to me? I will not be appreciative of this nonsense. God damn it, people. However, the person is sort of successfully fighting 10 withers. So we have got a problem in that they are spawning outside of the spawn area, or outside the area I want them to spawn. So I do need to do another little tidy up using this guy. Do we have any cobble left? We have a little bit of cobble left. I'm just going to grab a little bit more cobble just to throw in there. Make sure we have enough. And then I'm going to take my shape card and I'm going to say go to 20 above where you were. Or no, go to 8 above where you were. And try again. And then we're going to have a look at what that did. Okay, so we want to be one further back from there. So we want to go back to minus 16. So now they shouldn't be able to spawn back out there. They should only be able to spawn inside this room. And that means, because they're only able to spawn in this room, they're guaranteed to be flowing down that hole. they're just going to flow all the way down into that hole. And if you stand here, you can see we're getting a nice rapid spawn of them. And then you come down here, and all the blazes you could kill. So that is nice and easy and tidy. Tidy, see? Not a problem in the slightest. Thank you very much for the leather to the person who provided me with the leather. Yes, but I don't want this to be an automated killer tar. Because if it's an automated killer, I need to have some way of automatically picking up the drops. And having a way of automatically picking up the drops makes it kind of non-useful as a public killer, as a public spawner, because I've claimed the area to stop people damaging the spawner and to stop mobs damaging the spawner. And if it was everything was going into a chest, the way you would with an automated spawner and an automated killer, people wouldn't be able to pick up the drops. But if people can't pick up the drops, then all that's going to happen is... Yeah, so you see, if it's an automated killer and there's nothing for them, nothing to collect the drops, then it's just going to end up piling items up on the floor. So it's kind of like a two-sided little thing there, where we have to make sure that everyone can use it, but we also have to make sure we're not lagging out the server with items piled up on the floor. Oh yeah, it's designed to be a public farm. Primarily because, like, this is very close to where the spawn nether portal is. So... Yes, vanilla spawners won't work with no one near them. No worries. Just scared me. So, now we're going to look at how people are going to get here safely. Ooh, that was a little bit more dangerous than I wanted it to be. Did not mean to do that quite the way I did. I meant to come up here. So, if I am correct in my thinking... the nether portals. Actually, I'll probably just do this from /home and do this from the nether portals. Hey, Envious TV, welcome to the stream. So if we go to /home, I can actually do this from the other side, which will make it easier. So I'm going to make a safe route for people from just the general spawn zone. Because I think most people who make a nether portal spawn roughly in this area. I mean, a lot of people were spawning in Katz's. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to basically where this lets out on the lower level. And we are going to make a tunnel to the spawner. Whose claims are those? Seiko's claims. Ah, I see. So you can see that we've got a lot of people who have claimed things in this area. Same as my farm in your quarry. It's not secured, so people can come and take food. I think most people can, like... I think people can pick crops in your area. I don't think people can break blocks in your area. So this does come all the way down here. I haven't checked whether this actually leads all the way down to the nether fortress. This leads all the way down to the nether fortress, so I don't actually need to create a secured route, depending on where this goes. Okay, so we can make a bit of a secured route. So this direction Now, thankfully, I have permission. So who is this? This is Silver Hunt's chunk. So I'll probably go around Silver Hunt's chunk just for politeness' sake. I've got a bunch of basalt if you want some, dude. Sugar-free chocolate thingies. Nice. Ooh, just downloaded. See. Okay, so this lets out into here, and then you can run round to the farm. I still think I want to build a kind of overland way, but this gives someone a way. How long have I had a new background? The new background for this, it's because I'm down at my partner's house, so I'm actually currently, like sitting in my partner's living room while I do this. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to say, okay. The farm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks to the north. So that's 5 chunks to the negative Z. So what we're going to say is first off, we're going to go in this direction. So we're going to come straight out of here. And we're going to say, you, a hollow box that is 24 by 5 by 5. And then if we preview that, oh cool, that's actually nice. We want to move it a bit in this direction. So we actually want to make it a little bit bigger. We want to make it 7 by 7. 7 by 7, and we want to move it 10 in that direction. Hey, Mechadork, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, dude? Oops. However, that's actually roughly exactly where we want it to be. So if we throw this down, make sure that actually has a output on the side we're using. Hey Silver, welcome back. And then give it a chest filled with cobble. And so we've got this tunnel over here, and this leads us to this section, which is in line with the spawner, and also goes slightly past Silver's base. So we're not going to go through Silver's base when we do this. So then we're going to head in this direction, and we're going to head, how many chunks? We're going to head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks in this direction. So 5 chunks, 16. 16 times 5 is 80. So we're going to head 80 blocks in that direction. So that's not going to be too much of a problem. We come over here. And we're going to say, you go here, you go here, you are going to be 7, you're going to be 80, you're going to be offset by 40 in, is that the positive? Or is that negative? That's the negative. So you're going to be offset by minus 40. And you are going to be offset by plus 2. And then when we do this, you see we're going to have a tunnel that goes all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way along here, and it's going to meet up with the cube that comes off my mob spawner. So actually, we probably want to move it a couple that way, but that's fine. This is going to be fine. So we take our chest and we give it cobble. And oh, we don't put the lever in the chest. We then put the lever down and tell it to build. It needs a little bit more cobblestone to finish off, but that's fine. We can just grab cobble from our storage. Although we used up most of our cobble now, which is a good thing. Cool. Pull the cobble out of there. Cobble, 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 cobble. And pull the cobble out of there and just grab some more cobble. Perfect. And then we can just pop this out. Pop that out. Pop that out. Pop that out. Pop that out. Just tidy this place up a little bit. Droid is all for having a little tidy once you're done. And then we're going to do something that I wouldn't normally do in a single player world, but because this is a server world, I'm going to do it in the server world just as a kindness to everyone who comes behind me. We're going to put all of this away in here. And then I'm going to take the card out. And I'm going to have it rebuild the same thing, but I'm going to have it rebuild it as a 9x9. And I'm going to have it rebuild it out of netherrack. And the reason for that is it's going to give a layer so that if someone accidentally mines through the floor, they're not going to find themselves completely kind of devoid of safety. Why aren't you operating? Ah, that's why, because I need to turn you on. And then we can just use netherrack, of which we have plenty. We can just throw netherrack in there, and it will just basically give it a second layer made out of netherrack. Because it is over lava, and what I don't want is I don't want someone to just accidentally fall through because they've happened to dig out the wrong section. So I don't want people to just fall through because they've dug out the wrong section and they're above lava. So there we go. Thought I needed sugar instead of sugarcane. It's okay. It's not too hard to replace or to redo that quest. So now we have a thing that goes from here all the way through into we follow it this way. We can follow it all the way through to the mob farm without passing through anyone else's claimed chunks. Completely safe, encased in 2 layers of material, one of which is one of which is proof against ghast fireballs. And then this is just a solid column, and we can actually just follow this column down and make a staircase down to our spawner. Oh, it's not quite the solid column I thought it was. Ask away, Pi. What question do you have? Shh, no one knows it's not a solid column. No one will know that I was lazy. Why cobble? Because cobble is cheap and plentiful, and because cobble is resistant to ghast fireballs. Ghast fireballs cannot penetrate cobble. It's actually an important part of the programming from... So this is the edge. We're going to come this way. She has discovered the delights of the hair. Wait, I will get you a thing. Well, actually, to be honest, dude, like, it's not going to be that ugly because I have coated a large portion of this thing in a layer of netherrack. Like, if I come back up through here, I should really put stairs in all the way through here. Someone else can come along and put stairs in, I am sure. But, yeah, if I come back along here, let me just teleport along the tube. And I teleport out here, you will see that actually this is just a big cube of netherrack now. So, neener, 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 neener. Can I grab myself some doors? Now, not all of it is coated in netherrack, but it's not too bad. It's not terrible looking. Let's grab ourselves some doors. And then we can grab ourselves a sign. And again, because we're on a server, we have to delete that. Blaze spawner. Public use. Go down the stairs. Hang it. Blaze spawner. Public use. Go down the tunnel. Done. So, blaze spawner, public use, go down the tunnel. And this just gives you a way of shutting things out behind you if there's something following you. And then we can just wall this bit off because we don't need this bit. It was just superfluously built by our builder. I like the fact that some people say they hate the RF Tools builder because it's so hard to control. And it's like, it depends what you want to do with it. Sometimes it's actually really easy to control the builder. Sometimes not so much, as proven by I've made a couple of mistakes, but... Blaze, spawner, that away. And then I'm going to come down the end here. And then I'm going to tag a public blaze spawner thing as well. You can see all the gas sounds in the world, not scare at all. I see a lot of useful things with it, like building walls of big buildings. You can also, like, duplicate buildings as well. Blaze, spawner, that away. So let's actually, let's do the stairs. I might as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Nope, stage 3. You need stage 3 for RF Tools Builder. Alas. And then let's grab another set of signs. Blaze spawner. It's behind you. Go down the stairs. Wait for spawns. Kill manually. If you want more spawns, stand at top by fences. Done. I was watching a stupid streamer who was talking about Fallout 76 nuking bases and said, "I'll nuke your base." He read that out of context, he got so angry he banned me, and it happens, dude. Well, that works as a spawner, I would say. I would say that works as a spawner. So let's make some stairs. We do have some oak log stairs, but let's make some nether brick stairs. So we need to clear this out because we're on a server. Nether brick stairs. We should have plenty of nether brick. Hey, electrified. Yep, I've progressed to the next stage in the pack, and that's why I'm kind of setting up. I spawned in the wall. No worries. Go down the stairs. Wait for spawns. Kill. Loot. If you want more loot, stand by fences for extra spawn. Dang it, I put the staircase on wrong, upside down. I will also make an entrance from the other direction as well, because there is a way in via the other way, via the Nether Fortress. Dang it. So I'll make sure that there is an entrance in the other direction as well. And then we will have a fully functional public blaze spawner. You come down all the way down the stairs. Because most of the nether portals are up in the higher reaches. Oh, hello. How on earth do I stop wither skeletons spawning? Are wither skeletons light dependent? I don't know. I kind of hope they are. I thought the next stage was underground. What do you mean the next stage was underground? None of the ages are underground. This is just a general spawn world. You. And then we can dig through here and here, here and here, here and here, here and here, and we can just grab some more doors. And ask it to make us a bunch of doors. So. Droid, I has an idea about how about streaming Final Fantasy VIII on Twitch only because of no hassle with copyrights. Technically, you do get hassle with copyrights even on Twitch. I'm wondering why this is pointing that way now. I got the other one to point the other way. Come on. There we go. That works. We need Twitch integration to see Droid's chat. Oh, Silver, you're insane. Now I'm going to trust people not to pinch this glowstone. Which is probably foolish on me. I mean, I could probably, with the Discord mod, forward the chat here. Okie dokie. So, that is the Blaze Spawner all nice and shiny and finished. Not a problem at all. But no. That's okay. I don't expect you to put my my stream chat in your stream. In your Minecraft server. That would be a little silly if I expected that. So let's take the HV capacitor downstairs and plug them back in. Or plug it back in. Again, it's reading double because it's a double chest. I'll sort that out once I have more storage. Come have a quick peek at the spaceship. TPA Electro. That's TPS. TPA Electro. Oh, I forgot to grab a waypoint for it. Luckily, my death waypoint is right there, so I'll just transfer my death waypoint. Oh my! Kermit the Frogs. Streaming games on YouTube is risky sometimes. You can stream Tropico 4/5 times on YouTube because of music copyrights. There's a slight difference between a copyright claim and a copyright strike. Welcome to Kermit the Frog spaceship. Ooh, you've got the concrete, so you're moving quickly in here. What other travel anchors? Ooh, we've got the base travel anchor. Just got the base travel anchor. No other travel anchors yet. Ooh, hello. Ooh, we've got like a cockpit up here. Sexy, sexy. That's why you needed the violet cave crystal. Oh, you said purple. I think I've got some violet cave crystals. In one of my storage units somewhere. Haven't sorted my storage yet, so, you know, not tidy, but... I said purple. Violet. That is a lot of green. It is Kermit the Frog spaceship after all. Okay, is this a frog carrier from... Is this a frog carrier from... Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars? Because this looks a lot like a frog carrier from Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. Looks a lot like a frog carrier from Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. Oh my god, your storage system is hilarious. It's just Jabba barrels. Oh! Clever. I mean, your spaceship has a couple of holes in it, dude, but... Very nice, very nice. I am impressed. I am impressed. Oh, you're the one who's been cobblestoning over the top of the desert. "12 people on Twitch, the channel is growing." I would love the channel to grow, Tar. I would love the channel to grow very much. Mostly the people who are watching at the moment are just the people who are on this server, so they'll probably leave me as soon as I stop playing on the server. Nobody really loves me, but it's fine. Up top will be power generation. Ooh, what you going to use for power? Ah, fusion reactor. Nice. I'm probably just going to go with like pure passive power. Just going to go with lots and lots of solar panels, probably. But yeah, it's really nice. The hell are those barrels? That's his storage system, Psycho. That's his storage system. All connected to the one barrel connector. Yeah. I mean, that's the other way I could do it with the barrels on the RF tool storage scanner. My storage system is one anti-barrel. Is that your entire storage system is just one anti-barrel? Yeah, I could probably make a barrel connector electrified. It's a good point. Actually, to be fair, I should probably do one. Barrel connector. What am I missing? I'm missing those. That's fine. I'm missing slabs. That's fine. To make the slabs, which allows us to make the barrel upgrades, which then allows us to make a barrel connector. And boom, we have a barrel connector. So now when we are actually able to go home, because my teleporter's all run out, there we go. Yes, Psycho, but you can't put non-stackable, you can't put stackable items into an anti-barrel. Or you shouldn't be able to put stackable items into an anti-barrel. Yes, the, what are they called? It's the decorative block. And then you just put them over the top of a barrel. Yes. To be honest, I think the barrels actually look quite good in my storage house at the moment. Because Zana's made me a like oakwood storage house. And to be fair, I think the barrels actually look pretty cool in the oakwood storage house. I mean, she's made it an even number wide, so there's no real place for me to put the barrel item connector and the RF thing, except if I put them next to each other. Does that search? That doesn't connect to my barrels from that range. Ooh. So that needs to be closer. How do I connect this thing to the barrels? I didn't think it had to be touching the barrels. I thought it was a range-based thing. It has to be touching the barrels. Oh, right. That wasn't how it used to be. It used to be range-based. It used to be range-based. That's fine. How am I going to do this that's not going to look terrible? You can link them with decorative blocks. Ah, so actually, can I make decorative blocks out of sandstone? Polished sandstone. Can I do this? Or is it you make the decorative blocks and then you then color them over the top? I can't remember. Can I do this? No. You can paint them in the painting machine. Or you can paint things to look like them. It's been a while since I've used these. I am not 100% sure how to use them. Yabba has a painter now, does it? Barrel hammer, barrel painter. Ah, okay. I'm learning barrel, I'm learning Yabba for the first time, basically. So then, if I put this guy down, and I... Sandstone. Smooth sandstone, chiseled sandstone. Okay, okay. So then if I do this, 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 and this, I can go 1, 2, 4, and go... Ah, I can't get to that one underneath it without going through it. Okay. Yeah, this is going to take a little while for me to figure out how I'm going to connect all of these things together. Going to take me a little while to figure out how I want to connect all of these things together. I'm sure my artist and designer, Zana Dragon, will have many, many words to tell me how I should be connecting them together. Hey, Electrified. Hey, Beam Boys. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't have to say hey to Electrified. He's been here all the time. So, one thing I do want to look at is I want to look at more ways of generating passive RF. And solar panels are one of the major ways of doing that, which means we need to get infinity bimetal. And infinity bimetal is just iron nuggets and iron ingots and grains of infinity. That's not too bad. Electrical steel, we need the alloy smelter. So that's one of the things we were working on before we started working on the public spawner. Speaking of the public spawner, if we go to waypoints and we go to the end, the nether, edit this one. This is public blaze farm, and we'll make it red. And then we'll go to the nether and edit it and enable on. And then chat. There we go. So anyone who wants to grab the public blaze farm, you can just like pass that out to anyone who is looking for a blaze farm. Is all good and shiny, methinks. Yeah, the simple photovoltaic cell costs bimetal ingots. So we're going to be working towards the improved alloy smelters and things like that. Because if we get the improved alloy smelter, we can start working on the Enderio conduits as well. And that's one of the things we want to do. So we've got the dark steel there. And we've got the clippings and trimmings. And we need eggs as well. Eggs. We could use slime. And we are in a swamp biome, so we can get slime reasonably easily. Ooh. What was that? Someone got destroy something beautiful and useful in death. I see. That was me getting achievements. I thought that was somebody else getting achievements. So we want some eggs. Eggs are easiest to get. We've got a nice little chicken farm around the back here. Eggs, no problem at all. We're also going to want to crush up some nether quartz, but that's fine. We've got plenty of nether quartz. We've got 900 nether quartz, in fact, because I went on a little bit of a nether expedition. Oh, come on. Up, up, and throw that in there to make it crush nether quartz, just because it's easier and quicker than using the sag mill. And so then we want to combine this and this to make green dye, and then we can go and make black dye as well. So the more green dye we can get, the better. But if we can only get a few, that's fine as well, because when we get the upgrade, it'll be a lot quicker. Other passive power generation, I don't think Enderio has anything passive generation other than the solar panels. We've got a few active ones, like we've got generators from Enderio, but I don't think we have any other passive power gens from Enderio. We might have a zombie generator. Yeah, we've got the Ender generator and the zombie generator, which are passive ones. Consumes Dew of the Void. So that one consumes Dew of the Void. I think this one consumes nutrient distillation for generating power. Ah, so that one isn't passive. I thought it generated power just as zombies were around it. You will need to make other power generation for quests. I am sure I shall. Let's look at what quests we have to make other power generation for. So we've got simple power storage. We need to make 50 simple power storage cells. That's fine. It wants us to make insulated glass for the ship to stop us getting sapped by the reactor. It also wants to make us work on the power generation from resonant crystals. That's fine. Dark iron bars isn't a problem. Double lead capacitors, that's fine. It wants us to make 600 item ducts. It also wants us to gather 64 nether stars. Yep, dense glass, that's fine. And it wants us to generate 60 buckets of liquid sunshine. So if we have a look at liquid sunshine, liquid sunshine is generated in the vat from glowstone and sunflowers, and from firewater. And firewater is generated in the vat from blaze powder and redstone and hooch. And hooch is generated in the vat from water, sugar, and seeds. Seeds and some source of sugar. So that's not too difficult. That's a multi-vat cycle. So we need to make several vats, but that's fine. A couple of vats isn't going to be too difficult to make. The item conduit's super easy. That's not going to be a problem at all. The nether stars and the double layered capacitors, again, that's pretty simple. The dark iron bars, pretty simple. The insulated glass, pretty simple. The simple power storage. What are they called? Simple power cells. Power cell. From RF Tools. Those are very expensive. It wants us to make 50 of those, so we're going to have to do a big amount of resource gathering. But now that we've got the quarry, and we're on our way to making some electrical steel, that's not too much of a problem. So the actual alloy smelter, we require these dark iron ingots, which require infinity grain ingots, infinity bimetal gears. That's not a problem in the slightest. And this. So we need to make a bunch of these simple. So to start off, we need to make at least 2 simple casings. One for the alloy smelter and one for the sag mill. So one for the alloy smelter. And that requires us to make iron rods. So there's a stack of iron rods. One for the alloy smelter, one for the sag mill. And then we need to grab our crushed quartz and make the actual dyes that we need to combine. So the actual dye we need to combine is called Industrial Dye Blend. And that shouldn't be too hard. We've got plenty of industrial dye. We need crushed lapis. Crushed lapis. Lapis lazuli. We can throw a stack of lapis in here. We need just 2 to start off with. So 1, 2. And there we go. Now we can grab the industrial dye. And we can use that to smelt up these 2 casings. And the reason I'm rushing towards the upgraded alloy and upgraded sag mill is it's just going to be so much faster and easier to do these quests when we get there. Especially if we invest in double layered capacitors, because the double layered capacitors will make things so much faster. Loot capacitors don't appear to be a thing. I haven't seen any loot capacitors, but then I haven't been doing a lot of raiding, so there might be loot capacitors hanging around that are available. If there are loot capacitors available, that would be awesome. If there aren't, there aren't. It's not a major deal. The double layer capacitors are still much, much better. I'm not going to eat the Ender IOs because I'm probably going to get teleported into a wall. There are loot capacitors available. Ooh. I kind of want loot capacitors. So we need to do 2 of those to make... and we need to make some of these guys, which means we need iron nuggets. And then we need iron ingot so that we can swap out the recipe. That is not an iron ingot, that is a chisel. Iron ingot, swap out the recipe, and then we can just make a few of these gears. And then we can make a couple of dark iron gears. And then we should make some furnaces. Although I'm running quite low on cobble now because I did the whole creating the entire ender tunnel to the blaze farm. But that's okay. So now we have this guy, and this guy does need a capacitor to work. So let's just have a quick loop through here, and we'll just make ourselves a couple of spare capacitors. Now this guy is going to be a faster sag mill, even with just the basic capacitor in him. So it's a maximum of 30 a tick, but I think that doesn't scale perfectly in the same way the basic ones do. We're going to do the same with the sag mill. We're just going to make the bits and pieces we need. I'm going to need 2's worth of that to make these guys. Put those away. We can put the sag mill and the simple alloy smelter away, as well as the dyes and things like that, because we don't need those for now. This guy shouldn't be too hard. We just need to make the piston. Excellent. So there's the piston. He won the piston cup. He did what in his cup? And kabloop. Lovely. Can you recommend some romance animes that you enjoyed? I'm running out of ideas. Romance animes. Ooh. What's a good romance anime? Actually, to be honest, if you're looking for something like a comedy romance, then the You're in High School stuff's quite good. Love Hina's not bad. Fruit Baskets. Squid Girl Takes Over the World. That's not really a romance anime, but it's kind of along those lines. And then we can throw a basic capacitor in there for now. We'll leave that running for a while, just eating a little bit of biodiesel. I mean, we've got plenty of plant oil and ethanol backed up at the moment. That this guy can run for a little bit. How is our RF doing on there? See, we've still got 14,000 RF in that guy. Now, you do have to keep him charged, but that's not a big problem. So RF tools-wise, what else do we want? There's a few different things we could use. We could use the inventory checker. We could use a storage terminal. We could I'll probably just use some just general storage as well. Just their just the RF tool storage, which is the modular storage guy. Which is not particularly expensive until you start looking at the cards, which get infinitely more expensive as you make them more and more powerful. But I think it might actually be quite useful to go into that realm. So we need some lapis electron tubes for this guy, so we just need to grab some lapis out of here. Again, electron tubes, not hard to make. Just throw those in there and throw some redstone in. Neon Genesis. The romance of a boy and his robot. I know some people who would strongly agree with you there. A couple of my friends are big Evangelion and Neon Genesis specifically fans. And no, it's not pronounced Evangelion. It's Evangelion. Evangelion with a J, because there is no hard G in Japanese. Japanese does not contain a hard G. You can't have Evangelion. It doesn't exist. Scree! 2 of those, and 2 gold blocks. Plenty of gold for that. And then a redstone block. Again, plenty of redstone. And loop. Lovely. Now, one thing you can do with this, if you really, really want. I like to get my jelly on. One thing you can do with this, if you really, really want, is you can actually carry these tier 3 storage modules and put them in the storage tablets and basically have them act as 300 slot backpacks. But once you've got the storage tablet linked to your RF tool scanner, it's not that big a deal. So there we go. We now have that set up as additional storage. If we grab the builder, so now we have a slightly different thing we can do with the quarry. We can actually strip down our old quarry because we don't really need it anymore. And we can actually quarry out a very big area. It's reasonably energy expensive, but we can actually use the builder quarry now, because the builder quarry is pretty dang efficient. Now, when it comes to piping, we're probably going to want to get item conduits up and running. But now that we have the alloy smelter, that's not going to be difficult, because the different conduits, the energy conduits, the item conduits, and the fluid conduits from Enderio are pretty dang good. Now, this guy's probably finished up. It looks like he's finished up, certainly. Yeah, he's definitely finished up. So we can actually strip these all up and out of the way. Is a little bit blinding when you break the pipes. But if we set up some item ducts, it's going to be far more efficient and easier. Now, when it comes to the idea of setting up a long-range item transmission using the remote storage device, I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I'm kind of slightly ambivalent towards it. Because there is advantages, but I also think there's some quite significant disadvantages to it. Primarily just in control of the system as a whole. Although I'd love to see the ranged storage system that was set up by, I think it was Silver, the ranged collection that was set up by Silver. Just to see what the Silver has been up to and set up. What Silver thinks makes his awesome. So yeah, let's think about item conduits. Oh, he's got a little dining table here. Pub of the Burning Mercury. No smoking. And then he's got his little public farm area here where people can come and pick crops if they so desire, because it's unclaimed. So when it comes to conduits, we want to make conduit binder first. Conduits are, I think, probably, in my opinion, my favourite form of piping in Minecraft, just for efficiency and how easy it is to work conduits. Conduits themselves aren't that exciting, but I think First off, you can have 4 conduits running through the same space. Item conduits can be shared by multiple different channels backwards and forwards. So you can have one item conduit serving, I think it's up to 8 different channels, doing 8 different things. The end goal fluid conduits can serve 8 different fluids simultaneously, and work like the item conduits do. But the first thing you need is conduit binder, which is just gravel, sand, and clay. Now we should have a whole bunch of that. If we just shift-click the conduit binder into our recipe pack. So we can make a couple of stacks of conduit binder. Each time you smelt up conduit binder, it turns into... So it basically doubles it. Now, conduit binder is really useful because later on you're going to be wanting to do facades. By the way, if you want to troll someone on a server, and... Not that I would ever do this to anyone on this server, but if you want to troll someone on a server and you don't want to do something cruel or evil to them, just find somewhere where they haven't claimed yet, where they're going to be doing something, and just put down loads of invisible conduit facades. Because invisible conduit facades are a pain in the backside, but once you know they're there, it's not too bad. But they're a pain in the backside before you know they're there. They're a pain in the backside when they sneak up on you. As we are in our passive mode at the moment, we're just going to use apples. And the other thing we need is we start needing ingots. So we need pulsating iron. Pulsating iron is a mixture of iron and ender pearls. We're also going to need vibrant alloy, which is a mixture of energetic alloy and ender pearls. And we're going to need energetic alloy, which is a mixture of redstone, gold, and glowstone. So redstone, gold, and glowstone. And these can go into our... All of our stuff's full, so we're just going to turn this off. All of our power is full at the moment. So those are going to go in there. And this should smelt up me some energized ingots. Now we're going to need quite a few of these. The power transmission uses them. Although, to be fair... some people pro-terraforming vein mine all the dirt. Yes, that is some pro-terraforming right there. Some people could use conductive iron, which has a max output of 640. I'm probably going to go straight up to vibrant alloy if I have the ender pearls for it. If I don't have the ender pearls for it, I might be tempted to travel back to the end and go ender pearl hunting. Or I could convert all of my wood manufacture into... So I've got 6 ender pearls. That's not terrible, actually. 6 ender pearls means 6 ingots of vibrant alloy. That's not terrible. I could do with more ender pearls than that. And what I could do is I could just convert some of my wood farming into ender pearl farming. Because, let's be frank, I don't think I need any more wood at the moment. I think I have more than enough wood. I just need to make sure I have enough endstone. I did collect a whole bunch of endstone. The question is, I have no idea where I put it. The question is, where did I put my endstone? Is my endstone in here? Yes, it is. Excellent. So we have a little bit of endstone, not a lot. I will probably end up having to go back to the end for endstone. But that's not too bad. We'll throw down another pair of chests and another pair of these, making us ender pearls. There we go. We've got 2 more end trees growing, making us ender pearls. And in the meantime, we can look at item conduits for transferring items around the base. Now, item conduits have many, many advantages. The one thing they can't do is do what I did with the Blaze Farm, which is set up mob pushers with item conduits. there are other ways of doing mob pushes. I don't think Enderio actually has many mob pushing elements to it. We could use these guys to make the sort of first stage or second stage energy conduits, which are enhanced energy conduits. Now, I think, yeah, you can use these to make the up level one, and it actually takes away one of the need for an ender pearl. So that we might be using that recipe instead. Other than that, we can also use these guys to make capacity banks. We can use these guys to make the solar panels. And we can use these guys to make the obelisks, which is very useful. And I think the tier 2 capacitors as well. Experience rod, very, very useful indeed. It will allow us to store our experience in barrels or in tanks. So solar panel wise, we could do one of these basic simple photovoltaic cells, or we could make photovoltaic plates, which require photovoltaic compound, which is coal, lapis, and silicon. Silicon is acquired by cooking up crushed nether quartz, or by smushing clay blocks in a sag mill. I think we'll do the smushing clay blocks in a sag mill, because we have 600 clay. 600 clay just coming out of our quarry, because our quarry just sort of digs up clay randomly. We can grab silicon, and then we can use that along with the other stuff that we've got, although we need to go and get the crushed lapis from the crusher. And we can use the crushed silicon to make this photovoltaic powder. And that will allow us to go up to the second tier of solar straight away, without having to go through the first tier of solar, which is just more microcrafting than I really need to do at the moment. Pretty sure this just needs smelting, although it needs smelting in an alloy smelter, and it's 3-to-1. So let's take this for now, and we'll throw you in. So, the other thing is item ingots. Now, I did raid a village, and I got 1 pulsating iron, which we can use to make a pulsating iron nuggets. And then we can use these to make item conduits as soon as we've got some conduit binder. So down in here, some conduit binder. And we can use these to make item conduits. So there we go, we now have 24 item conduits. And this will just make item management a lot easier when we start automating a lot of things. Because we are going to need to automate a lot of things to get this done. But at the moment, we're just getting everything together before the automation, and then I'm going to have to sort of think about and plan out a bit of the automation. Automation-wise, we need to automate item conduits, which means we need to automate pulsating iron, which means we need to get a whole bunch of ender pearls together. Automating liquid sunshine means pretty much automating melons. Oh, that's the other thing. We can make much better farmers now. So farming. We can make the Enderio farming station. That does require us to make Z-Logic controllers, but they're not too expensive. But the Enderio farming station is much, 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 much better. Plants and harvest crops requires power. Appropriate tools. Looting and fortune on tools is applied when harvesting. Upgrade with capacitors to increase range, also increase the power usage. These guys, I'm pretty sure you can like sort of set them to work specific areas of specific crops. And they also work right up to their own base, so we can set them up on the terrace. We can actually start sculpting the terrace the way I wanted it sculpted. So this thing should be reasonably easy and effective way of farming up things like melons, included melons as well as everything else. Pretty sure this thing will farm melons, which will get us what we need for the hooch, I believe it is. From the vat. So from the vat we need to make not nutrient distillation, not dew of the void, not vapor of levity, hooch, which is water, seeds and sugar, seeds and sugar, beetroot seeds and melon, poisonous potato. So what's the best sort of trade over, I wonder? Melon seeds and sugar wouldn't be hard. And melon seems like a terrible thing to put in there, but melon seeds is pretty good. Poisonous potato is amazingly good. Poisonous potato is a ×8, and that gives us 2,000. So poisonous potato and sugar? Yeah, it looks like the only thing you can have in there is sugar. So poisonous potato and sugar, probably the best thing to do. And then we need to make fire water, which is just blaze and redstone. Again, that's not too hard. And then glowstones and sunflowers. Now that is the big question, is sunflowers. Because I'm not really sure where I'm going to get a decent number of sunflowers from. Because I think they're pretty much like a consumable, as far as I'm aware. But we can start stripping down certain things that we won't really be needing anymore. We can start thinking about changing stuff up. I'm also going to need to make my partner a second tablet so that she can access the storage system as easily as I can. Otherwise she will be angry at me and ask me why she doesn't have a tablet. Which is fair enough, because she is giving up on her Minecraft world. Well, not giving up on her Minecraft world. She's slowing down her Minecraft world so that she can build in my server. So that I don't have to build because I'm bad at it. So the least I can do is make her a tablet. But what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to start looking at automating some of things like endermans. Get sunflowers by bone mealing existing sunflowers. Ah! Now the question is then, where do I find existing sunflowers? RTP! RTP! Random teleport powers, activate! But as far as like automation of those things goes, I think I'm not going to fully automate most of them. Most of them I'm going to automate the collection of resources and then use the immersive engineering crates that we can transport from place to place. These guys that we can transport from location to location just as a way of moving materials about. Because in reality I'm not that concerned about making sure that I have 5 billion of something. Having enough of something, having enough where I've got everything I need, so I don't have to worry about where is that resource coming from in the future, that's fine. I'm perfectly happy with just going that far and no further. Because I know a lot of people, they are very much the sort of people who are like, I must have 5 bazillion. If I do not have 5 bazillion, then I do not have enough. No. I am far more relaxed than that. Give me like 10 of something and that's fine. But now if we grab these guys out, and actually we need plenty of silicon. Recipe. So we need another 2 of those. 2 of these guys. 1, 2. Then we can put everything else away. Cook those 2 up for me. And that got us a decent amount of silicon. Well, we can just top our drill up while we're here. And cooked. And now, if we look at the use of these things are used for the mid-tier cell. For that we need fused quartz glass. Fused quartz glass is made in the alloy smelter using nether quartz blocks. So again, not difficult at all. We can make that. And the reason I want to just start with making ourselves some of these solar-powered cells is just because the immersive engineering power, while it is generating me power, it's not generating me the sort of power I would like. I really would like to upgrade to these sort of things, which can generate, each one of these will generate me 40 RF per tick, which just gives me a really good source of mobile power. It's not going to shake the world with how much power it's generating, but it's going to give me the ability to generate just mobile power really super easily. So we also need some solar cells, some solar sensors. Just going to need slabs, so we're going to make a few slabs. And we're going to make ourselves 1, 2, 3 of those, because that's how many of these we've got. And then we need to make ourselves 6 capacitors. What are we running at? What have we run out of? Got plenty of grains of infinity. Got plenty of electron tubes. We still have gold nuggets, but for some reason you do not want to craft. Ah, is it because the gold nuggets are in a chest and we don't actually have that many gold nuggets? Yeah, that's fine. So now we should be able to make ourselves 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So now what we can do is we can use our builder and a lever, and we can start a new quarry. We will need our quarrying card, but we've got the quarrying card with dirt. I will need to get a ghast tear at some point. Is there any way I can get a ghast tear other than killing a ghast? Or is that just too much to ask? Nope, it is only from killing a ghast. Okay, so I'm going to have to go ghast fighting in the nether at some point. I want to make myself a glider before then. The glider is made from dark steel and it's made from leather. So I need 6 leather and 3 dark steel. And then I'll also need a dark steel chest plate to attach it to. And the dark steel chest plate is just a bunch of dark steel. So that's not too bad. We can make a dark steel glider, and that will make it much easier for us to fight withers. Not withers, ghasts, because we'll be able to sail up to the ghast in the sky. To be honest, the glider combined with the teleport sword basically gives you flight. It's pretty much flight. So let's see. We're going to go item conduit. Actually, no, we're going to pick these things up first. And then we are going to go into the chunk loads, and we're going to get rid of both these chunks. And then we're going to come over here. And let's put up our borders. Where are our borders? Okay, so this is going to be our new quarry chunk. So let's throw down our builder and our quarry card. And we're going to define our quarry card to be a solid box that is 14 by 14 by 200. And we want to offset it so that it's not in here, so it's in that chunk. We want to offset it by 7. No. We want to offset it by 7 this way. Eight that way and make it 16 wide. We want to offset it by 8 and make it 16 wide. Like so. And there we go. We now have our quarry module set up so that it's going to mine the entire of this chunk over here. It's going to replace it all with dirt, so that's fine. And then we're going to put down these, staying within that chunk. And we're going to go like so. And we're going to set you to extract, always active. Insert priority 10. Insert priority 9. Insert priority 8. Insert priority 7. Insert priority 6. Insert priority 5. And insert priority 4. And then we're going to make ourselves another one of those storage modules. These guys. Because this is basically a 300 slot chest. And that's pretty dang good, really. When we get up to stage 3, it is a 300 slot chest. And that, I think, probably can't be beaten very much. What are we missing? We are missing a chest. Well, screw you too, game. Use. There we go. And if we pop this down here and pop a card in it. So, and pop this on it and say insert priority 0, that's fine. And now we give this guy power. Now I'm hoping these things transfer power sideways. They don't. That's fine. In which case I'm just going to shift the item pipes around. Hey, it's Food Junior. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Droid, you still on disc 3 of Final Fantasy VIII? Very probably. Hey, Salvation 300. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Should have made energy conduits just to make this easier. Energy conduits. One. And 2 and 3. Now, I'm thinking this works just like this. Now, I'm not 100% sure how. Always extract. Those guys are all on insert with assorted priorities. So when I grab a lever and pop it down here, I have to go to my teacher's house later at 6 p.m. Okie dokie, Salvation. So you are mining away. The question is, are you picking anything up? Chunk-wise, this is... I'm just going to go and stand in the middle of the chunk so I can tell which chunk it is more easily. Chunk-wise, this is this chunk, and we want it auto-loaded. And fingers crossed... this should be mining up everything in this chunk. So yeah, it's mining down at Y500. Hey, Dre's Jr., welcome to the stream. Whatever you say, Salvation. I think it might not be doing it because I need a chest on top. Yeah, I definitely needed the chest on top. Extract, always active. So here we go. It is now digging stuff up, and stuff should be winding up in here. Snowballs, lithium, cobblestone? Not sure why cobblestone ended up in here. Cobblestone should be going in the cobblestone barrel, which is voided. But other than that, yeah, we should be pretty much golden now. Not enough power. That's fine. You will slowly get power. You will slowly gain power as time goes on. So the power will go up and it will mine, and then it will give me stuff. Now, I don't know whether this is better than the... whether this is a better system than the other system we had running. This is 120 RF per tick. We did have 3 generators using charcoal blocks, which is probably more than 120 RF per tick, but we also have coal generators, endogenic generators, and yeah, we have the coal generator from RF tools, which we could use to boost. We could use to boost this. Hey, Map at Gaming, welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Maps? We could put you down here, and we could grab charcoal. Stack of charcoal blocks. Ah, does this only take coal, I wonder? Or does it take charcoal? It does take charcoal. We grab a hopper. Just fill the hopper with charcoal. That's fine. That should be generating power reasonably quicker now. So yeah, we are mining up the entire of this sector. Now what you can do is you can actually very carefully set it so that it's the right height, so to speak. And you can have it basically mine the entire underground without mining what's above ground. But I think this is fine for now. I mean, I've already destroyed a large portion of the landscape. So the next thing we need to do is we need to automate Grains of Infinity, because we're going to need a lot of Grains of Infinity. So for that we need a vacuum chest. The vacuum chest will require a pulsating crystal, which requires a pulsating ingot. So we need to go and check our ender pearls. I'm pretty good, Mapper. Thank you very much for asking. So ender pearl wise, we've got a couple of these guys running. I mean, we could see about creating an enderman farm as well. We also have powered spawners now. But that does require us to go and grab a spawner from somewhere if we want to use powered spawners. So, ender pearl wise, we've got 2 sets of ender trees going at the moment. We've got 6 ender pearls in this one and no ender pearls in the other one. What can we use popped chorus fruit for? We can't use it as a food source. We can use it to make purple blocks. And end rods. Okay, fair enough. got some ender pearls, we've got some energetic alloy ingots. We are going to go and make ourselves a vacuum chest, and that will allow us to create thingy bob. I also have ores in here. That's weird. When did I pick you up? Must have been when I was in the nether farming. So, energized ingots. We don't need backpacks anymore because we can literally just make, put things straight into our system now. So let's make 4 of those. We'll keep 4 ender pearls out for other uses. We'll keep 2 ender pearls out for other uses just in case. And now we just have to think about how we're going to expand our power generation. Now, the endergenic generator is pretty good. We can use the endergenic generator by throwing ender pearls into it. We don't have that good a supply of ender pearls yet. I am going to be working on improving our ender pearl supply. I might make an enderman spawner, a powered enderman spawner. Now, the powered spawner does require us to get a spawner first. And I haven't had much luck finding dungeons. So fingers crossed we do find a dungeon at some point. Using this, we should be able to make a pulsating iron ingot pretty easily. We just need to make 1 set of nuggets. And then we make the crystal. Oh, that's vibrant alloy. I want pulsating iron. Whoops. I spent my stuff on the wrong thing because I'm a derp. That is iron and an ender pearl. Good thing I didn't use all my ender pearls. Good thing I kept a couple of ender pearls back then because I accidentally turned some of my ender pearls into vibrant alloy. Now that's fine. We're going to need vibrant alloy anyway. That's not a problem. We're going to need vibrant alloy as it is anyway. The XP vacuum is sort of useful. It can be used for sucking up experience, but I don't have any automated mob farms yet. So I'm not massively fussed about that. Vacuum chest. Now we can make a pulsating crystal. And with that, we can make one of these guys. But first, we need to swap out the iron. Again, the fact that, unlike AEI, I think to be honest, applied energistics and refined storage only really get the massive amount of respect they get just because of how it is automatable, how a lot of things are automatable in there. So we can just use a user. Is it a user? No, it's a dispenser. We can just make a dispenser. I'm missing the bow, but that's not difficult. And with the dispenser, we can use flint and steel. Now, the thing is, we have to make sure that we are not cycling this too quickly. So I think what I'm going to do is make a timer. And the timer is reasonably expensive. You can also make a sequencer for this, but the timer's fine. We need a machine base plate. That's not expensive. That's stone and gold. And there we go. We can pop together a timer if we have the redstone torches. Now, the longest amount of time a naturally burnt out fire on bedrock lasts is 62 seconds. So the longest you need your timer to be set to is 62 seconds. As long as you have a longer than 62-second timer. Now, that's rare. The most common burnout time is, I think it's 30 seconds or 31 seconds, which is roughly half. And of course, that's the most common burnout time because it's 50-50. But I think as far as kind of like weighting of seconds go, the 62-second burnout time is very, very rare. Very rare indeed. However, because this is an automated system, we don't have to be too fussed about how long it's going to take to do things. So we can just set it up for the 52 seconds if we want. So down we go. Now what we can do is also load this chunk that we're in right now, which is this one. And we can set this up as our, because if we check the chunk borders, yeah, we're inside this chunk, which is great. We can set this up as our automated producer of grains of infinity. Nope, I want you done that away. Nope. Damn you. Point in the direction I want you to point, dang it. God! You are starting to annoy me. Can I have a wrench, please? Thank you, game. There we go. So the delay is based in ticks. We want a 60-second delay. So 6 times 2 is 120. Times 10 is 1,200. So there is our 60-second delay. So once every 60 seconds, this thing is going to activate itself. We are just going to grab a hopper. And we are going to give it just a bunch of flint and steels. Take one of the spare crates. And just give it a bunch of these. Now let's just grab a lever and set it going. So now that should burn out on its own. It should make a grain of infinity. That grain of infinity should get sucked up by the vacuum hopper before anything happens to it. And what we should come back to is basically just a bunch of grains of infinity. Now if we head over here, you can see that this thing is still mining out with dirt. And what this does is this replaces every block it picks up using dirt blocks. So that's actually really very useful indeed. When it comes to cards, we can have a Silk Touch card, which costs us a Nether Star, or we can have a Fortune card, which costs us a Gas Tier. The Gas Tier card is a lot cheaper because it just costs a Gas Tier, but actually getting hold of a Gas Tier is the problem. Tell you what, let's err slightly on the side of we trust it. Let's do 45 seconds. It's going to miss out sometimes. It's going to waste a couple of durability here and there, but it's not going to waste an insane amount of durability. So yeah, 900 ticks, about 45 seconds. It's not going to waste a massive amount of durability, and it will just give us slightly faster grains of infinity generation. And then we can just keep an eye on this, make sure this is still working fine. There shouldn't be any cobblestone or dirt or anything in here, but there is what looks like all the ores. We've got some draconium, 22 diamonds, an emerald, some boron, some iron, some lithium, some lapis. We are going to set it into this, and we're going to set it sort by amount, and don't show groupings. Yeah, that's fine. There's a way to get it. Ah, there we go. Sure, there was a way to get it so that it sort of like binds all of this together into a single stack. Not sure. Yep, that's fine. That's all ticking along. So we've got our better quarry set up. And we are starting to work towards different sorts of power. Yeah, it's just kind of like figuring out where I want to go with this next. I do need to sort out my storage. I do need that's just going to be a lot of sorting. A lot of sorting and tidying and looking at how things are being done. Quest-wise, this is just an awful lot of material generation that we're going to be working on. A lot of dark iron making. So we could automate up a nice, decent amount of dark iron because we're going to need a lot of dark iron. So dark iron is an alloy smelter with coal powder, obsidian, and iron. How much obsidian have we got? Hey, Luma plays. We've only got 20 obsidian. So we do want to gather a bit more obsidian. I'm sure we've got more obsidian than that. I'm certain we have more obsidian than 20. So over here in our non-sorted chests, or our non... Yeah, we've got another 32 obsidian there. We've got another 21 obsidian there. I wish I had as many subs as you, bro. Subs don't really mean anything, dude. I have lots of subs, but very rarely as many viewers, or anywhere near as many viewers as I have subs. There's another 44 obsidian. Yeah, it looks like we do need just a lot more obsidian. Where are you from? I'm from the UK. What we can do is we can... we're starting to... Oh no, we're not starting to fill that up. Where are you putting things? You're probably putting things in these. Too many they are. What? No, not home. / born. You're from Australia. Awesome. Okay, someone has built a... Someone has sealed this chest so no one can access it. Okay. You ride a kangaroo to school. I have trouble believing that, my friend. Crossing the ocean in style. Half tempted to mine out the Ender Portal world. Not the Ender Portal world, the Ender Portal room. Okay. So we're going to head to the end. I'll grab some obsidian from the end. I have been getting a decent amount for my portal, but I didn't realize quite how much dark iron I needed. So yeah, that is, again, like I'm just going to... 1 second. Move outside the claim. Oh, I can't even build a bloody thing to stop the bloody hole because the blinking... Whose claim is this? Jessica's claim and Psycho's claim. God damn it, people. Fill in your 1x1 holes. Ah! That doesn't matter, Psycho. It's not a matter of whether or not there's stairs there. It's the matter of the fact that there is a 1x1 hole that people can just fall down by accident. Ah! Ah! What's my favourite game? It varies from time to time, dude. I think probably when it comes to hourage, like the actual number of hours of active play I've put into it, I think probably Minecraft is the game I've put the most numbers of active hours of play into it. Hey, Silver. Welcome back. Droid rage. It's one of the things where I understand people will be people and people will do whatever they want to do. But on a server, it's kind of like, don't leave holes that are death pits unless they're very, very easily visible. Like, my quarry holes you can't miss because they're massive. Like, they are voids in the world. But a 1x1 hole, it's so easy just to walk into it by accident, especially when the blinking waypoint is right on the hole. NGE is apparently sad. NGE? What? I'm not sure what NGE is. Who or what is NGE? But yeah, we're going to mine out just a bunch of obsidian because we need a lot of... Oh, Neon... Neon Jellion. Yeah, it can be sad. I wouldn't necessarily call it sad, but it can be considered sad, I suppose, yes. So I'm just going to mine out a bunch of obsidian because we need it. So, screw it. It's not like there isn't plenty of obsidian here. On a side note, on the side trip droid, you have the ability to make the TP thingy now. Yes, I do have the ability to make the teleporter now. As I said, I'm not planning on coming back here particularly often. There's very little in the end that I want. I didn't realize quite how much dark iron I needed, so I'm coming here to raid obsidian. But otherwise, like, other than dark iron, there's not really that much use for obsidian. Like, I suppose, actually, to be honest, yeah, there's actually quite a few uses for obsidian in this pack. Obsidian is one of those things that in most packs there isn't a massive use for. But I suppose, yes, we've got resonant energy in this, so we need obsidian for the resonant energy. It's a little depressing towards the end, but the creator was having a mental breakdown when he was creating it. Most creators are. I think when you get right down to it, most human beings are having a mental breakdown most of their lives. FTB Sky Adventures. Ooh, you have a new server up, do you, Electrofried? With the Sky Adventures mod pack. Good old ex-Nihilo based Skylocks. I have fond memories of you, but also got very frustrated and bored with you in the end. Do you make money off Twitch? Nope. I don't make money off anything, Luma. I is broke boy. There are very few people who actually make decent money streaming, and 5,000 subscribers on YouTube and then like 400 followers on Twitch is not... Well, I think I've got 40 followers on Twitch is not the point at which you make money. Because to make money you need people who are either willing to pay you or you need a huge number of subscribers so that you're getting decent ad revenue. Huge number of followers so you're getting decent ad revenue. To make money, you require a lot of people to be fans or supporters. Yeah, if you think about it, like a decent wage for a month, is about 1,600, 1,700 pounds. You get about £3 per subscriber or channel member. Channel member on YouTube, subscriber on Twitch. You get about £3. So if you were to be off subscribers alone, if you were going to run the metric off subscribers alone, if you wanted to have a income off YouTube or Twitch, you would need to have a number of subscribers equivalent to 1/3 of 1,600. 1/3 of 1,600 is about 500 subscribers. So you need about 500 subscribers to get a decent wage. This is why a lot of streamers go in for things like Patreon as well as Twitch. So you have Twitch, you have Patreon, you have donations, things like that, and you try and scrape together enough to make it worthwhile. But there's never a guarantee that it's going to be worthwhile. Patreon. Patreon is a website where people can choose to support creators. It's commonly used by streamers, but it's also used by people who create sculptures, people who create art, people who create all sorts of things. It is midday for me, Bowtie. It is 11:30 for me. How long have you been streaming? I've been streaming for about 4 hours now. I will probably take a break. Actually, let's check. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 16 minutes. I'll probably take a break around the 4-hour mark, so in 45 minutes time. Go grab some food, have a little wander, do some chores, and then come back later on in the evening. Hopefully I'll be able to prod my partner into coming back and playing with us and doing a little building. I have a Patreon that helps pay for the servers. Exactly. So Electrofiend is a creator in the sense that he is a creator of mod packs, and he has his own little he has his own Patreon with which people can subscribe to him, and it's basically a subscription service, kind of like YouTube's or Twitch subscriptions. 6:30 in the afternoon there. 6:30 in the afternoon there puts you at the opposite direction to America, so probably out near Poland or Russia. That is how time zones work, Bowtie. I know it's hard to believe, but that is how time zones work. That test didn't work, Electrified. Why is it hard to get followers on Twitch? Why is it hard to get followers on Twitch? Because there's thousands of other people streaming. What have you worked out, Salnix? Yep, it's exactly the same with YouTube. The number of subscribers or the number of followers I have on YouTube, the number of non-paid people I have on YouTube who are following my channel is very low. How do you have a face cam? I have a webcam and I put it. I turned it on. Like, what do you want, Luma? I'm recording on OBS. Why is it people always come to small streamers and then the entire stream just becomes this streamer teaching someone how to fucking stream? It literally just becomes like a how do I stream server. It's like, what? Just fucking Google it. All this shit is there. Hey, Sadacraft. I have to go checking in. I have to be ready for school. Bye, bye, Bowtie. Thank you very much for popping into the stream. Much appreciated. It seems to be my last 3 or 4 streams have all become how do I stream streams. It's like there's videos, there's Google documents, there's whole websites dedicated to that. It's like what? Why have you come to ask me? I'm a tiny little streamer with barely anyone following me. I obviously don't know that fucking much about streaming. There's no need to be sorry, Luma. It's just frustrating that that seems to be the only thing anyone comes to my channel for, is advice on how to stream. It doesn't seem to be like anyone is actually here for my content. Who was it last stream? Makes you feel appreciated. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Can't remember what the name of the guy was last stream. The thing is, like, I recognise the names of the people who ask, and it's like, I know that they have been in other streams. To a certain extent also, it's one of those things where I didn't have anyone teach me how to stream. No one taught me how to stream. I just went and learned how to stream. Went and learned how to make videos on YouTube and things like that. I just went and did it. I just don't quite understand the whole kind of... I don't think it's that hard to learn. The information's right there on a lot of websites. It's not even people asking for, like, tips. It's people asking, like, how do I do this? How do I do X? And it's like, have you Googled it? What's that drill you're using? It is an immersive engineering drill, Soundcraft. I'm here for the content droid. Lies! You're here because I'm streaming your mod pack. Which I suppose is the content. The content is I'm streaming your mod pack. Can I get 10,000 subs with no videos? Probably not. Oh, you're just here begging for subs. Lovely jubbly. You can get banned from my channel. Bye-zy bye. I can almost guarantee you that is someone who's literally just farming up subs so that they can sell their channel. Like that's something some people do. And it's something I've been accused of doing, is farming subs and then you sell your channel. It's like, no. So we've got a decent number of ender pills from that. A little bit of ender pill farming. I can go and jump in the portal just for a free achieve, I suppose. What on earth has someone set up down there? Someone has covered the floor with wither dust. That's strange. Oh. Hey human, welcome to the stream. So now we've got a few stacks of obsidian. Just a couple of stacks of obsidian. It's okay, human. I just keep it to keep people from spam capping. So now we want some coal to grind up in our crusher. Luckily we have plenty of coal. And just throw some coal in the crusher. You and 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 you. So that's going to crush that coal up nice and quick, and the power's staying nice and stable as well. Hold F4. Hold my backside. I came because of my pack, but if I was not enjoying what I was watching, I wouldn't have stuck around. That's fair enough, dude. That's fair enough. I like the little... Is that a, like, melty mariachi skull? That's a melty mariachi skull heart. That's slightly creepy, but in a good way. It's creepy, but in a good way. So let's throw in a stack of obsidian. We'll need a stack of iron as well. And we'll throw a stack of iron in there. And actually what we'll do is we'll grab the ores out of here, specifically the 200 iron ore. And we'll throw the iron ore in here to process as well. Because we might as well grind up iron ore while we're in here. We didn't have 200 iron ore, we had slightly less. But again, double chests making things appear twice. I will need to sort that out. I don't think we have any other like crates or anything. We have the Yaba barrels, we have immersive engineering crates, we have storage from RF tools. I don't think Enderio has any storage. I don't think Enderio has any item storage blocks. For science. No, I'm pretty sure Enderio doesn't store items anywhere. The Omnivore has liquid storage. Including infinite water reservoirs, which are quite useful. A lava heat exchanger. Generates energy by cooling down lava, so make sure it doesn't overheat. And cool by placing cold liquids or ice around it. Interesting. I don't think I've ever used a lava heat exchanger. Very interesting indeed. Hasn't been ported to 1.12 yet. Fair enough. Pretty sure it didn't. It does have, however, the dimensional transceiver, which is extremely useful if we can get hold of an Enderman head. Which is one reason why we might want to be using our Ender to kill Enderman, because Ender increases the chance of Enderman head dropping. It's one of the effects of the Ender sword. Increases the skull and Ender pearl drop chance. Oh yeah, I've got a couple of the RF tool storage disks set up, one of which is at my farm. How much was it required to make a travel anchor, by the way? Travel anchor is a pulsating crystal, iron, and... Ooh, that's actually really very cheap. I don't know how much pulsating iron I made, though. I made enough to make 2 travel anchors. Okay. Oh no, I made enough to make 1 travel anchor, because it was, of course, in a double chest. Hey, Football Freestyle, welcome to the stream. How you doing, dude? Probably going to need another couple of alloy smelters, to be fair. Although what I could do is I do have my other alloy smelter. I do have a simple alloy smelter, and we do have some energy cable. What I could do is loop you, throw down some energy cable, and throw down our simple alloy smelter. And then our simple alloy smelter can do some ender pearls and iron, because we now have some more ender pearls. We can get some travel anchors going. So our first travel anchor is just going to be at the base of the ladder here. And we are going to name this Engineering Department. And we're going to make it private. Hi, I'm from Planet Minecraft. Can I have Op to review your server for our website? Oh, yeah. That one happens a lot. That one happens a lot. It's like people think streamers are stupid. It's like the Alt F4 thing. It's like, do you really think the streamer is that stupid? And if you genuinely think the streamer is that stupid, then wow. You have very little respect for the streamer you're watching. to overstate my satisfaction. Hey, Freestyle Football, welcome to the stream and welcome to the CPU. Please process as much data as you can while you're here. So let's pop together another travel anchor. Nice and easy. Oh yeah, we need to swap the irons out again, of course. And then what we can do is we can actually pop this down where our quarrying is going on. And then we can put one down in the storehouse as well. So we can have travel anchors basically just dotted around the areas where we're most likely to need them. I don't mind a little bit of running, but long distance running all the time is a problem. The other thing we really want is we want a better charging device. I think it's not an energized infuser. That is from Industrial Foregoing. There is a I think you can charge it directly in a capacitor, can't you? I think you can charge it in a capacitor bank. Droid, when eel? When eel what? Quarry. So let's see. That's not too bad. We've got stacking a bit of iron, some gold, plenty of lapis, a little bit of redstone, a little bit of coal, a little bit of draconium, some nickel, some silver. That's not too bad. Don't tell me you've finished. Didn't think so. It turned all the trees to dirt. That amuses me. It turned all the trees to dirt. Droid, we are going on holiday soon. Awesome. That's cool. Now, how close do I have to be to see the other teleporter? That is the question, because I can still see that one. So what about this one over here? How close do I need to get? We all chance it every now and then. I can see it now, but I can't teleport to it. Can I not teleport to it because I'm out of energy? No, I still have energy left. Come on, let me teleport to you. Why can't I teleport to you? Ah, there we go. I just had to be close enough. Okay, so it's got a decent range on it, but it's not got an amazing range on it. So we're going to have to think about how we're going to distribute those as we get going on. Actually, we can use you to just do some more of this, because we want as much dark iron as we can get. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to call the stream probably about now. I will call the stream and I will be back later on. Once some stuff is processed and some things have been doing and working, and once I've figured out where I want to go with a lot of these things. I will need to make a lot more machinery, so the next episode is probably going to be me gathering materials to make certain machines, making a lot more processors, a lot more capacitors, and making capacity banks and things like that. But I think what I will do is I will say thank you very much for watching. I will see you this afternoon once we have finished up once we have sort of gotten into something else. Once we've gotten into setting up some other items and some things. Thank you very much, Electrified. And I will see you all in the next stream. How many kills do you have on CSGO? 5,000, 5,000,000. I don't know CSGO. I don't know what would be an impressive number of kills. And do you mean across your career, or do you mean in a single match, or do you mean this season? Does CSGO have seasons? Does CSGO have seasons? I don't know. I have no idea, Sadacraft. That'd be like me asking you how many Ippons I got at the karate tournaments when I was a competitor. It's like what I don't know what it means. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. I have been the Gaming Droid. This has been Mass Production, and I will see you all in another stream. Bye, everybody. 5,000,000 kills. Fair enough. That's quite impressive. Bye, everybody.